Another way that these things are oftentimes reconstructed is through the use of what are called homologous structures. Homo, the prefix, means same, so the idea is that these structures look the same in different organisms. So if two organisms have the same structure, the idea is that at some point in the past, maybe they had the same parent, same ancestor. Now, this is a little bit tricky because oftentimes it's used in a circular fashion. If organisms have similar features, then they're related. But if you ask, how do you know they're related? And it's like, well, it's obvious because they are all so similar. So this doesn't lead to a very good defense of the idea of common ancestry. Here's an example of the homologous structures. You can see the different forelimbs, the front leg of these different creatures. Some fly, some swim, some walk, some climb. And so the idea is that even though they perform different functions, the bone structure is similar, and that they were therefore all related in the past to some ancestor that had the same bone structure, which would be one bone in the upper part, two bones in the lower edge of the limb, and then some kind of 5-finger or 5-digit numbers in the hand or paw or whatever it is. The only problem with this whole way of thinking is that the way that you determine something's homologous is a bit suspect. Things are similar unless they're not. Example in your textbook is the sugar glider and the flying squirrel. Both of these are rodents that have skin flaps underneath their arms, and they can kind of glide for a while, but evolutionists actually in this case say they don't have a common ancestor. Instead, their ancestors could not fly or glide, and they each developed this independently. Now, another example is creatures in Australia, for example, the marsupials. Now, marsupials are very similar to mammals, but the idea is that they have a common ancestor very, very, very far back. Now, the thing is, we have modern examples of creatures that are almost the same, like they would be homologous creatures. But evolutionists kind of have to say, no, they're not related because one's a marsupial and one is a mammal. So they developed whatever features they have independently of each other.